Well, that didn't take long. Well, that didn't take very long. Check this out. A liberal was just arrested for burning an American flag outside the White House. And we just talked about this last night, folks.
Brothers and sisters, immigrants are receiving probably a lot better. I'm being treated very well. Not surprising, seeing as I'm a middle-aged white man.
He just took his phone, trying to unlock it.
Jan. Yeah, I know it's what? That's right.
Why is he being arrested, sir? Why is he being arrested?
He's being arrested because he broke the law.
Why is he detained? Can't answer that? Scared to answer it? Why is he being detained?
Being detained because I expressed my First Amendment rights in a public area, not causing any danger, causing no danger to anybody.
Why is he
Simply expressing my rights as a U.S. citizen and a retired disabled combat veteran who served this country faithfully for over 20 years.
Can anyone present to me why is he being...
How do you serve your country faithfully and then burn the very flag that represents your country? Make that make sense.
Please earn the right for his First Amendment. Earn that right. Why is he being detained?
This president and his lackeys do not believe in the First Amendment right.
I can tell you guys right now, if I want to go start a fire here, I need a freaking permit. Like, we can do bonfires on the beach, but you have to have a permit in order to do it. I would think that setting a flag on fire ablaze with accelerant in a park isn't the safest of ideas and probably would require a permit as well, but I don't know for sure.
You simply burn a flag within what, a 2-foot circle on brick, and you get detained.
I don't know if you can just say simply burn a flag, especially an American flag, which is ironic. Think about it. Think about it. Maybe he just wasn't aware of the new law that was just put in, signed into by this executive order, perhaps. I'm not 100% sure the legalities behind how it was created, but if he were to burn, let's just say, a Mexican flag, he probably wouldn't be detained. If he were to burn a Chinese flag, he probably wouldn't be detained. If he were to burn a Russian or Ukrainian flag, he probably wouldn't be detained. Hell, if he were to burn the flag of the state of California, he probably wouldn't be detained. But I think the new rule, the new law is burning an American flag. I think that's what it is.
They can't tell you why you're detained. Broken the law.
What is your name?
We're going to walk down this way. All right.
Jay, speak about remembering your oath. Yes, remember your oath. Active and prior military. Your oath does not expire.
I don't think active and prior military makes you immune to loss. But again, I am so confused and perplexed by active and prior military wanting to burn an American flag. Just to be rebellious, just to exercise a freedom, a right in theory.
Will defend this United States and the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Either this is just a really poor, bad decision, or he just didn't know. I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to talk more about that later. And in fact, I've got a lot more that I want to share with you guys. So please stick around with me here. Don't go anywhere because you're not going to want to miss any of this. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a bunch of comments. We're trying to get to 234,000, and we're almost there. We're almost there. I think we could do it today. I think we can do it today. And also, we're going to talk more about the Stay Free community. That's up to 107 members now. And a lot of folks have applied yesterday. They've been accepted and approved. You'll get an email update that you've been accepted and approved, and you can come in and you can start engaging in the community, leaving posts, replying to others, and asking your Medicare questions. But again, we're going to talk more about that in just a moment.
However you feel that you may want to express yourself. There's a First Amendment right to burn the American flag. The Archbishop in that house right there signed an executive order today saying that it was illegal to burn the American flag. No president can make a law, period.
Okay, so he was aware. So he's just challenging President Trump's authority. Got it.
No Congress shall make a law infringing on First Amendment rights. I'm burning this flag as a protest to that illegal fascist president that sits in that house.
Got it. So this is where we started.
Every single one of you American citizens.
How it started versus how it ended up.
To that president who feels that it's his right to do whatever he wants, make whatever law he wants, that President Trump put forward today. According to that executive order, I should be in prison right now serving 1 year.
Did this dude just ask to go to jail for 1 year?
Oh, I step with the.
What in the world? He needs help. There's a better way. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. There's no. Look, I get it. And, some people just snap. Some people just snap. Speaking of just snapping, I got to show you guys this one because it's kind of hilarious. And it says, your daily reminder to never date a liberal woman. Who do you think this video is for? Who do you think that video is for? She set up the camera in the car to record, then got out of the car, or at least opened the door to pretend like she was getting into the car, to close the door, to then proceed to scream and provide hand gestures to the camera. Who was that for? Who was that for? I've got a lot here that I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm probably going to break this up into multiple videos. We may begin going back to live streams so we can get the dialogue going back and forth between us all. And I do have something that I'm going to show you here that is extremely shocking, that I can't believe that even I am going to show you. But I can't deny the facts. I can't deny the truths. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to share everything with you, both sides, and let you guys be the judge. For instance, I want you guys to be the judge of this here. As the speaker at the DNC's summer meeting states, migrant crime and carjackings are things that don't matter to many Americans. So let me know, as this post here says, I'm pretty sure most people don't want to be carjacked or attacked by illegal aliens. Let me know if migrant crime and carjackings you just don't care about. Let me know if you don't care about that stuff.
Issues voters care about. Where does Trump go? Migrant crime, carjackings, the really lurid, awful stuff that is a crazy, crazy visual. Don't take the bait, because most Americans are more worried about how are we going to address mental health issues, the visible homelessness that we see on streets, and how do we deal with mental health and other issues that drive the sort of random incidents that scare all of us. That's what you should be talking about. That's where you should be focused. Don't take the bait in talking about migrant crime or carjackings or the things that actually don't matter to that many Americans. And then go to the issues voters
What a
care about.
slap
Where
in
does
the
Trump go?
face to the victims and the living relatives and parents of those who were slain by migrant crime. And she sits here and says, it doesn't matter to that many people. We're more concerned. Everyone should be more concerned about visible homelessness, because if it's invisible, you don't see it. It doesn't matter. And mental health. Don't take the bait, which obviously he took the bait. Obviously, we see visible mental illness here with this liberal woman, possibly a California resident, and talking about taking the bait. I wonder if I saved it. I think I saved it. Here it is. Gavin Newsom just helped Republicans secure a House majority for many years to come. Well done. And there it is. Gavin Newsom took the bait, and now it's a massive ticking time bomb for the Democrats.
And in this nationwide war over redistricting, we've seen the two biggest states go first. The biggest red state, Texas. You mentioned those 5 additional seats.
Look at all that red.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of blue. They're squeezing that big time. Now, what we're seeing the opposite in California, where the Democrats under Gavin Newsom are putting a map on the ballot for voters this fall that could get them those 5 seats back. If you look at the other states that might still do redistricting this year, bottom line, it is advantage GOP.
All because Gavin Newsom took the bait. This is a massive ticking time bomb for the Democrats as well, because of the 2030 reapportionment in the Electoral College. The year is 2032. Studying the Electoral College map, a Democratic presidential candidate can no longer plan to sweep New Hampshire, Minnesota, and the blue wall battlegrounds of Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin to win the White House. A victory in the swing state of Nevada won't help either. This is the nightmare scenario many Democratic Party insiders see playing out if current U.S. population projections hold. After every decennial census, like the one coming in 2030, congressional seats are reallocated among the states based on population shifts. Those seats, in turn, affect how big a prize each state is within the Electoral College, or how a candidate actually wins the presidency. Across all the possible scenarios in the 9 states that would be considered battlegrounds in 2032, Democrats would see a third of their current winning Electoral College combination disappear if population projections hold. However, when looking only at the most feasible winning combinations based on voting patterns, the outlook is far worse. Of Democrats' 25 most plausible paths to victory in 2024, only 5 would remain. And he just baited Gavin Newsom into handing Republicans control of the House of Representatives for the next 15 years. Republicans in Indiana and Ohio, they were not going to redistrict, and now they're going to because of California.
Don't let anyone ever tell you that Democrats aren't dumb and make poor decisions. We're going to have to talk about Cracker Barrel in another video. Elon Musk says that any government driving destruction of its own people is not legitimate. And here we see Hakeem Jeffries, and I quote, "We will not be lectured by extreme MAGA Republicans about questions of law and order."
How are you planning to vote on the resolution to condemn the LA riots?
I haven't seen that resolution, but obviously I disagree with the classification, which of the notion that there were riots in Los Angeles. Certainly there was unrest. Any unlawful behavior, people who assault police officers, who damage property, who break the law,
who burn
they
flags,
should be held accountable. We will not be lectured by extreme MAGA Republicans about questions of law and order. Are you kidding me? This group that actually supported President Trump pardoning hundreds of violent felons who brutally beat police officers in plain view in front of hundreds of millions of Americans, and then on day one, Donald Trump breaks every promise that he made to the American people to make their life better, but then he issues a blanket pardon of violent criminals who brutally beat police officers. Republicans aren't the party of law and order. They're the party of lawlessness and disorder. They're phonies. Get lost.
Yeah, I'm not even going to address that because most of what he said is completely untrue and twisted and fabricated. A little bit kind of like what we saw from Tim Walz yesterday and his account of President Trump's new executive order, but he literally is providing misinformation to whatever small crowd, small auditorium of young boys that's there to watch him. And he says that now Trump is talking about burning flags, or, he wants to burn flags. This is a clever manipulation of wording that Tim Walz uses to lie. Here it is. Listen to this.
Think of how easy it would be to be a damn Republican. Oh, what should I wear today? This stupid freaking red hat. What should I say today? I don't know. Just make sure it's cruel. Who do we listen to? That guy. Oh, the felon in the White House? Yeah, listen to him and that will be fine. Now he's talking about burning flags. He's going to have flag burning or whatever. Because he knows there's a hell of a lot of flags with his picture on it that are going to get burned. Think of how easy it would be to be a damn Republican.
I'm really kind of curious when we should take bets on when the Democrats, in theory, will pivot, because this was a talking point in 2024 with Kamala Harris, and every response was Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. And it's like, okay, hey, guys, 2028, when are you going to start saying JD Vance? At some point, you're going to have to redirect your message, in theory, to your failing base to try and convince them to hate whatever your opponent, whoever that may be. But Hakeem Jeffries, he said something that really made me think about, the inciting of violence and following the leadership and words of, now here you will see Brandon Johnson, who I don't know how this guy still has a job. I really don't. And I don't know if these are the same clips or not. Let's see.
The federal government should spend that money. As the mayor of this city, I can tell you that Chicagoans are not calling for a military occupation. They are calling for the same thing that we've been calling for some time, and that's investment. What safe cities across America all have in common, they invest in people, and that's what we're doing in Chicago. We need the federal resources to make sure that we're building more affordable housing, expanding mental and behavioral health care, education, all of these things that could reduce crime and provide real community safety. Instead of spending hundreds of millions of dollars for a publicity stunt to invoke chaos and terror, the federal government should spend that money on proven solutions to crime and violence reduction.
All right, that's where this one picks up.
The federal government should spend that money on proven solutions to crime and violence reduction. We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that, and we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down. We cannot return to the same failed strategies that got us here in the first place. Under the previous presidential administration, we requested more federal resources to address gun violence in our city. We continue to make that same call. We have made significant progress on our own, but there is so much more that we can do if we had real support from the federal government. Our communities need more federal resources for public safety. There's no question about that. But unsolicited, unwarranted military takeover is not needed.
I think it is, actually. Because you're actually soliciting, you're actually begging for it now. Throwing money at the problem is not the answer. And of all people, Brandon Johnson doesn't know how to manage money. He doesn't know how to manage his budget. So he's literally just looking for more federal dollars that he can steal, that he can siphon, that he can launder, that he can manipulate, that he can, scheme his way into his own pocket. And, he wants to invest and literally only invest in black people. Like, how racist is that? But guys, hear me out, because this is the new objective. This is the new language. This is the new, parroting talking point. This is the new script handed to the Democrats, the Trump haters.
It's a lot talking about how I've condemned a lot of what was going on in Chicago back in the day and other points. It's not about crime. But when you have this consistent pattern that you're only going after black mayors, now you're going to fight West more. I mean, the pattern here is clear, particularly when the data shows that crime is down in these cities. And you should be saying, why can't I work with the mayors? The wise political strategy is to start picking off some of these mayors that can say, Trump's not that bad, we're working together.
Right.
He doesn't want that. And it's clear he's doing it at the expense of people.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, all right? President Trump has a lot to do and very little time to get it done. So we need to focus on the tasks at hand, solving the problems, righting the wrong, correcting the errors. And I don't know how Al Sharpton can sit here and say that the crime is down while Brandon Johnson says we've already tried.
Out of violence, we've already tried that. And we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence.
They're still having the problem. Like, the crime isn't down. They're just overrun prisons and jails. Like, y'all should probably get on the same page here, but instead they're just choosing to go with the talking point of racist. Oh my God, he's a racist. The reason odds are that President Trump seemingly is going after only black mayors is because only black mayors of these terribly run cities are the ones challenging President Trump's authority, also his success. Literally everything President Trump has taken on, for the most part, since being inaugurated again, has been a success. And I say literally almost because we're still waiting on the war in Ukraine to come to an end. And that would probably be like the biggest one. And once that happens, then I don't know what the fuck these guys are going to talk about. But I do want you guys to check this out. We'll muscle through Don Lemon later, because he says Megyn Kelly has made a business out of being a troll and a racist, and he's taking the bait too on the racist train, but he's taking it personal. So let me play this one for you, or at least I thought I was going to play this one for you, of Stephen Miller. Maybe there's something wrong with that one, but I will share with you Stephen Miller here.
The Democrat Party does not fight for, care about, or represent American citizens. It is an entity devoted exclusively to the defense of hardened criminals, gangbangers, and illegal alien killers and terrorists. The Democrat Party is not a political party. It is a domestic extremist organization. Look at Chicago. They've shut down the police department. They've handcuffed law enforcement, and as President Trump says, they have turned the streets of Chicago into a bloody killing field. Here in Washington, D.C., before President Trump launched the federal law enforcement liberation in D.C., there was a murder on the streets of this town every other day. Body after body after body after body. That was Washington, D.C. Residents were afraid to go to restaurants. They were afraid to go into entire neighborhoods. They were getting carjacked right and left, robbed and beaten. That was Washington, D.C. Now we're 2 weeks homicide free, the safest the city has ever been in its entire history. And the Democrats, instead of jumping up and down and saying, thank you, President Trump, thank you for saving our lives, thank you for saving our cities, thank you for scrubbing away all the graffiti, the trash, the homeless encampments, the druggies, instead of cleaning up the city, instead of thanking him for that, they're saying, President Trump, how dare you save our lives? How dare you save our children? How dare you save our city? The Democrat Party, Sean, that exists today, it disgusts me. I do not recognize that party, Sean.
Disgusting. And it doesn't stop there, because then it makes its way over to mainstream media. And some of the worst being MSNBC, but CNN, bringing it up the rear.
Okay,
Okay,
my watch,
Stephen
my
Miller,
top drawer.
but anytime
Listen,
that
that
we
is
hear,
a
priority.
I bet you took a car service here. I bet you get chauffeured around. When was the last time you were on the subway? When was the last time you were in Brownsville, Bed-Stuy, East
Let
New
me
York?
tell you, my friend, you have no idea about my life. So
Okay,
you don't
so
want to
when was
talk
the last
about
time you were on the New York City subway? Tell us.
Last week.
Hang on just 1 second, Arthur.
I did, but
Arthur,
can I just say really quickly, Abby, because anytime that we play something from Stephen Miller, it would be journalistic integrity to point out that he is a white supremacist and he is the brainchild behind this policy. That's not my opinion, that's actual facts. And for him to purport lies from the Oval Office as a white supremacist,
I don't know.
it should be pointed out.
Big aspersions.
It's reporting Washington Wall Street Journal's own reporting.
I want to address what he.
Okay.
That was a bold statement there. And according to this other post that I had, probably the same clip, Thomas Hearn says, I hope Stephen Miller sues Tiffany Cross for everything. And let's play a little game here. And let's ask Grok. Is it true what Tiffany Cross says about Stephen Miller being a white supremacist? Yeah, I gotta make sure I spell that correctly. So I'm gonna put that there, and we're gonna see what response I get back from Grok, and then I'll share that with you guys. And I'll share something else with you guys that's probably going to blow your mind, which odds are this is going to be a question. It's a rhetorical question that will go unanswered, unfortunately, because the Democrats know that it puts them in a bind. They know that they don't want to have to face the music and address this question and provide an answer to it, because it would literally unravel their entire state of hypocrisy as we know it. And so I'll share that with you guys here at the end. Now, what I want to share with you as we wait for Grok to produce this response and this reply, which should be here pretty quickly, I want to share with you this video that I recorded in July, so last month, because Michelle, I sent her a screenshot. This is a screenshot from Martha McLam. Martha McLam is now over at the Stay Free community. There's a link down below in the description. You can scan this QR tag here if you want to join. And this is on the September Q&A chapter Medicare for September post. And Martha shares this. And then I shared it with my wife, and she asks, I wonder if they all confuse Medicare and Medicaid. And I know firsthand that yes, that does happen. And so I wanted to share this video that I made. I actually posted this on a completely different channel. And the other channel is Michelle and Kevin. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that channel. Currently, our friends Kim and Greg are using that channel for us and for them. And so for anyone who's wondering why there's different people over there, we know. We know that they're there. We've asked them to be there. Otherwise, the channel will be dormant and we wouldn't be posting anything on it. So there's that. So we're just trying to maximize and multiply our reach to bring you guys the latest information, which includes...
There is much changing with Medicare these days, and the annual enrollment is just about here. If you need help choosing which plan is right for you.
If you need help, that's what I want to bring you. I want to bring you the help from our friends over at Chapter. And there's so much change with Medicare these days, and the annual enrollment is just about to be here. And if you need help choosing which plan is right for you, our friends over at Chapter can help you make the right choice. And they have licensed Medicare specialists offering free professional services at no charge, folks. Okay. And these are just some of the headlines that have popped out at me here recently. Choosing the right Medicare plan, which is not easy to do, which is why I would want to enlist the services and expertise of experts at no charge. It's free. There's so much changing with Medicare these days, and the annual enrollment is just about to be here. There's mistrust, there's confusion in Medicare Advantage plans according to what members are saying, plan members are saying, according to surveys. And they're saying that Medicare Advantage plan membership satisfaction has dropped. There are areas for improvement. And most importantly, don't toss this mail, because understanding Medicare's annual notice of changes, a simple piece of mail arriving this fall could have a major impact on your healthcare and your wallet. Okay. I want you guys to pay close attention to this and understand why Chapter exists and why they do what they do and why it matters so much. Because everybody's situation is unique. Health issues, finances, and doctors vary, and a plan that works for your neighbor might not work for you. And they help seniors avoid mistakes, as they saw their own parents taken advantage of and didn't want to see that happen to anyone else. And like choosing a plan that doesn't cover their doctor or medications, or overpaying for coverage that they don't need, all for the benefit of whoever's selling this brokerage, selling this coverage for their own commission. Chapter is not financially motivated, and they are unbiased, and they will tell you if you have, if your option is already great. They will tell you if there's another option out there that would be better, even if it doesn't make them any money. They only want to help. On average, they're saving people $1,100. And at Chapter, their business is built on personal experiences, ensuring seniors aren't taken advantage of. And they guide you to the right Medicare plan tailored to your unique needs. No scams, no confusion, just honest help at no cost. Medicare changes constantly, and missing out on benefits or overpaying is common without expert guidance. Chapter stays on top of these changes so you don't have to. And whether it's new hospital contracts, medication coverage, or special enrollment periods, Chapter's got your back. Don't wait for open enrollment. Call Chapter today. The number's on the screen. It's down in the description as well. Call Chapter today to find the best Medicare plan for you. And don't just limit it to 1 year. You can call Chapter as often as you like, because Medicare and the healthcare and the government's role in this all is continuously evolving and changing, and you need to stay updated. You need to stay current. You need to stay in the know, and you need to save as much money as possible while having the best coverage possible. And here's that video I was telling you guys about that I made back in July. And one of the conversations we were having yesterday was just an honest mistake. And it came down to Medicare and Medicaid. And there's actually a new story that just recently came out. There's a new story that just recently came out about Medicaid and how they're tracking down folks using Medicaid. And I shit you not, if I had a nickel, if I had a penny for every time somebody confused Medicaid with Medicare, well, I'd be a very rich man, despite how much it costs to produce and mint pennies, which we're no longer doing. And it's an interesting conversation to have and watch people and their brains, the wheels turning, as they're trying to grasp and understand the difference between Medicaid and Medicare. And they're not the same. Oftentimes, people are on Medicare and on Medicaid, and the names do sound similar, but they are not the same. And so this sparked from a conversation about our partner Chapter and the amount of people that they've helped so far, literally from a standpoint of just basic entry-level information and understanding of something that is so vital and so valuable and so important, but also has a direct tie to their finances, their own personal economy, savings, their money, their Social Security, their fixed income, the checks that they receive. I think there's only like 90 something checks left before there's supposed to be a trust fund shortfall on Social Security. So I would say that this is extremely important to know about, to understand, and better yet, have someone on your side who wants to help you more so than hurt you or harm you. And so just another reason why I'm so thrilled, so happy, pleased to be able to share that with you guys, as Chapter has been a tremendous help to so many people. I think I actually have some recent comments. I don't have them right now here in front of me, but when I get back home, I get back on the computer, I'll share those with you guys. Yeah, I knew I had some comments I wanted to share with you guys. So here, check these out. Glenna says, I had my hubby call Chapter after you advertised for them. So he called and they were wonderful. He now gets 187 more on Social Security check, and he now has the best plan for himself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Valerie James, I did call Chapter yesterday about Medicare. I spoke with a very nice gentleman, Jason Kim. He knows of you and also mentioned Squirrel Tribe. Anyway, very good conversation, and thank you for referring them. Bentley Cord says, I called Chapter recently after seeing the name on several YouTube channels. Was very impressed with the variety of information they provided, no charge. The lady I spoke with was so nice and helpful, no pressure. Sorry I delayed calling as I thought it might be another questionable Not at all. They deal with many gov and related topics with direct data-based connections. Don't hesitate about calling. As you will see, they are on the up and up. Thank you, Kevin. Chapter was very helpful. I had a man named Aaron, and he was fantastic. He saved me a lot of money, Marcella says. Geneva says, just FYI concerning Chapter, I'm trusting that you're some good help to me. But if you go online first and make an appointment, they send you a link to put any medications and current insurance coverage. That will cut phone down. They won't have to gather that information at the phone call. Just thought I'd throw that out there for everyone. Thank you so much for the recommendation. It's new to me this year. And one of the more important perks, plus sides, benefits to Chapter, not only are they an amazing company, and we are thrilled to be working with them, as they don't allow any and everyone with a YouTube channel to promote and offer their services. So that says a lot about Chapter. Also, Chapter is the only ones that search every plan nationwide, potentially available nationwide. More so importantly, their advisors are unbiased and they're not motivated by which plan would pay them the most bonus or commission. More so helping you get the coverage you need that's best suited and tailored to fit your wants and lifestyle and healthcare needs, and best suited to save you as much money as possible. Period. All right, folks, here we are. The moment of truth. What did Grok have to say in response? Let's see here. I got to refresh this screen. And we've got a response, and we already got 161 impressions on this response. And Grok says, the claim that Stephen Miller is a white supremacist is subjective and disputed. Critics, including Tiffany Cross, base it on leaked 2015-2016 emails where he shared links to white nationalist sites like VDare and recommended anti-immigration books seen as racist. Miller denies related accusations, and as a Jewish person, some note white supremacist groups are typically anti-Semitic. Sources vary by perspective, but this honestly sounds a lot like the Mighty Fine People hoax, and leave it to black women to try to toss out this idea that attempts to discredit Stephen Miller for her own personal benefit, or at least some form of defensive counter to the truth being that when the Democrats' feet are held to the fire, their only recourse is to scream racism, to deny the truth. And I would love to know what they had to say and thought about their fearless leader, former President Joe Biden, and what he said, what his proposed legislation would enact now in comparison to President Donald Trump, the fascist leader who's illegally in the White House as a dictator, creating new laws against burning American flags, which should just be common sense.
Our diversity naturally pushes us apart, not together. But what holds us together as a nation, Mr. President, is not a common language, although I think that is necessary. It is the national symbol. The reason it is worth preserving is because it unifies this diverse nation. The flag's unique place in our national life means that we should preserve it against all manner of destruction. A statute making it unlawful to burn, mutilate, or trample upon any flag of the United States, period. It doesn't matter who burns or mutilates or tramples the flag, and it doesn't matter why. Under my proposal, it will be unlawful to do the flag harm, no ifs, ands, or buts. I think that we can and that we should tell everyone they can't burn the flag. Their amendment would make it a crime to walk on the flag at a college campus sit-in, but not at the war memorial. My amendment would criminalize both. In my view, it doesn't matter why you burn or mutilate or trample on the flag. You should not do it. Period. I don't care whether you mean to protest a war or praise a war or start a war. You should not do it. Our interest in the flag is in the flag itself as a unifying symbol. And I might add, the person riding down Constitution Avenue, watching the veteran burn the flag to memorialize his colleagues, has no notion why. All he knows is that the national symbol is being burned. I don't want anybody burning the flag, whether they're doing it to praise me or condemn me. They should not do it. But don't take my view for it. Ask a Boy Scout. If a scout sees a flag dip in the ground, he runs to pick it up, doesn't he? Isn't that how we trained? That's what I trained my boys and my daughter. That's what I was trained as a scout from the time I was a little kid. Doesn't matter why it fell. Don't let it touch the ground. He doesn't care why the flag's in the ground. He doesn't care who let it fall. He doesn't care whether or what someone might have been trying to say when he let the flag fall. All he knows is that the flag is something special, and it shouldn't be on the ground. So it should be with all of us, is if it in fact is the unifying symbol of a diverse nation, and it serves a greater government purpose of holding us together and reminding us how we are the same and not different. My national symbol means this is a national symbol. This is the national government, and the national government should have unifying role about the national symbol. My amendment would not let some violate the physical integrity of the flag, but not others. Under this amendment, no one will be able to do the flag harm. I will conclude by saying the flag is a cherished symbol, not as a vehicle for speech. It is a cherished symbol, period. And that's why it should be protected.
Thank you all for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, like, drop as many comments as you'd like. Make sure you join us over at the Stay Free community. Call Chapter, ask them about saving money and the best possible Medicare health plan for you. And make sure you come back later on because I'm going to have another great video for you, perhaps maybe even a live stream.